right, it's day 14 of the Jesse tree, and we're going to be looking at someone named David, a man with a good heart. So it starts out when he's pretty young. King Saul, was a good king for about 20 years. Then he began to disobey God. That would make him not good.
That's bad.
That's bad. And God was sorry that he made Saul the king. Samuel was sad about it too. God sent Samuel to a man named Jesse to find a new king. And when Samuel met Jesse, he said, I would like to meet your sons.
You're
Now,
Jesse.
I'm Jesse, but this Jesse is King David's father, and it's what the Jesse tree is named after. So he went to see old man Jesse. And when Samuel saw them, he thought, these are strong-looking men, the sons of Jesse. And God said, I do not look at the outside of a person. I look at the inside of a person. I look at the heart. And Samuel asked Jesse, do you have another son? And Jesse said, yes, his name is David. He is out in the field with the sheep. And Samuel asked to see him. You want to turn the page for me? As soon as David arrived, God told Samuel, he is the one. I want to be the next king. So Samuel anointed David. He poured oil on David's head, and David was filled with God's power. Often they would put the oil in a horn, and the oil would be olive oil, and it would make him all shiny, and it would make him smell pretty good too.
I know King David. There's Goliath.
Ah, yes, the next story is David and Goliath.
What's Goliath?
Goliath in English. The Philistines were enemies of God, and their army came to fight King Saul's army. And a giant soldier named Goliath yelled, bring out your best soldier to fight me. I am Goliath. Bring out your best soldier to fight me. I will squish you like a bug.
If you defeat us, then we will be your slaves. But if we defeat you, then you will be our slaves.
Meanwhile, young David was taking food to his brother. So he's been anointed the king by Samuel, by God's wishes, but he has yet to take the crown. He's still a boy. And they were soldiers in King Saul's army, his brothers. And when David reached the camp, he saw Goliath. And David heard the giant's challenge. All right. Okay, turn the page. Don't rip it. Okay, just turn it. I am not afraid to fight the giant, said David. King Saul called for David and told him, you cannot fight the giant. You are too young. And David replied, God will be with me. And King Saul gave his armor to David, but it was big and heavy. And David wasn't used to wearing armor. All right, Zeke, you want to turn the page again? You're not Zeke. There it is. Can you do
There's
it?
Goliath again.
Turn the page. There it is. David went to a nearby stream and picked up 5 stones. He stood before Goliath. The giant laughed at him, but David didn't care. He said, I come before you in the name of the Lord who rules over all. And it's significant that Goliath wasn't putting just David down, but he was putting down the God of Israel. That's where he made a mistake. He made it personal with God. And God's a lot bigger than a giant like Goliath. David put a stone in his sling and ran toward the giant, and then he let the stone fly. I'm going to squish you like the bug that you are.
I come before you in the name of the Lord, God of Israel, whom you have defied.
Bring it, little man. It hit Goliath's forehead, and he fell to the ground. And the Philistines saw that their hero was dead. And they ran away. It's unclear in the Bible if it was the stone that killed him or the fact that David ran over, picked up Goliath's huge sword, and then chopped off his head. It was pretty fast. But between the two, the giant was dead. Yes?
His tongue's stinking now.
Yep. David had defeated the giant Goliath. Do you like this story?
Yeah, I love it.
You love it?
That's my favorite story.
Why is that your favorite story?
Because I like it when God helps him.
Yeah. What you need to remember is that there is no giant too big that God's not bigger than. God can lay out any giant in your life. The question is, are you opposing God or are you working with him? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
It's the time for the Jesse tree now for King David, day 14. And we have a lyre. You want to hold it up, Zeke, so they can see it? It's the instrument that King David would play. It's kind of like a harp or guitar kind of put together. Anyways, you going to put it on the Jesse tree for us? Mm-hmm. All right, Zeke's going to do it. Zeke's going to put it up there. Perfect. Okay, good job, Zeke. All right, everybody look at the camera and say, Merry Christmas! Happy birthday!
Bye-bye!
Hope you're having a good December.